Atamarie, Nia, Councillors and Chief Executive, thank you so much for having me here today. I'm here to speak on two issues, so I'm going to speak to them separately, so I'll pause in between. Very briefly, firstly, I am the General Secretary of the Animal Justice Party. We are a political party that stood up before the last elections, and over the last, we'll stand again, and in the last couple of years we've built a few successful campaigns and built a very large membership and following. So firstly, here to speak about the annual Canada Geese Cull and why Christchurch urgently needs a geese management strategy rather than repeating a costly and harmful cycle year after year. So I do wildlife rescue, and of all the birds that I rescue, geese are notoriously the hardest. You never catch them the first time, and they recognise you and your car, so when you turn up the next time to get them, they skedaddle very, very quickly. They're super intelligent and very strategic. They form lifelong peer bonds, and when a goose is injured, they actually assign family members. So most animals kind of ditch you when you're injured, but geese stay with those family members here. Now, they also put all their babies together in a nursery to raise them, which is really incredible. Normally you see ducklings, you see a whole lot, and then you go back the next day and there's only two there. Geese successfully keep all of their babies together in a nursery. And we humans take advantage of this, and while they're molting and looking after their young, which they've kept so unbelievably safe, we kill them. So we kill geese each year at significant cost to ratepayers without a clear, publicly articulated problem definition. What exactly are we trying to fix? Is it droppings? Because that's a premise of killing people if they poo, and not something we should get into. Perceived water quality impacts, public complaints, or airport risk. These are all very different issues, yet they are bundled together and answered with a single response, which is killing. What's missing is evidence. So we are not showing clear baseline data, population monitoring, or long-term outcomes. The main metric reported is how many geese we have killed. This does not tell us whether the approach worked, whether it's needed, whether it's proportionate, or whether it is the best use of public funds. It is also not nice for council staff who have informed me that themselves. Other countries manage geese successfully using strategic, non-lethal preventative approaches, habitat design, egg management, deterrence, and public education. Guided by a clear plan, the principle is simple: the more work we do upstream, the less harm we do downstream. Christchurch does not need to reinvent the wheel by continuing to kill intelligent social animals each year without a transparent strategy, clear goals, or evidence of effectiveness. I'm asking today for Council to pause and to commit to developing a humane, evidence-based geese management strategy, one that manages coexistence, not just bodies. In 2016, we can't kill animals because it's a line item in the annual plan. This is an animal that thinks and deeply feels. Thank you. I'll just pause for any questions before I touch the next subject.
Is there what's the research on the native ducks? So I know that along the rivers we're now getting long grass to the edges because European introduced ducks love the lawns like the cricket, but native ducks like the grass, etc. So being the smallest duck, even the mallards and things are hassling them, but a goose being probably 6 times the size of a normal duck, what's the effect on the native duck? I mean, there seems to be quite a lot of research, but nothing about that, which is surprising.
No, the University of Canterbury did do a research project for me last year, and in that research project they went and looked along the New Brighton River where there are some geese where a cull can take place. And the geese actually were staying in one area and kind of like the flat grass and actually off the path, and they were quite surprised because even they interviewed people to say what do they think about the geese, and they thought they were very territorial, but it's actually they got attacked by swans through their research project, not by the geese at all. So to answer your question, no direct research, but there was no impact noted in the research project that was completed this year.
Thank you.
In terms of droppings, I hear that they do like a kilo of droppings per goose every day. Do you know whether that's accurate or not?
I don't, unfortunately. When the research project went out for the University of Canterbury, that was one of the things they looked at, and they did some measurements of those. I can send their research through. It wasn't a huge impact, and it wasn't all over the path like people actually assumed. All animals and humans do it, and it's not really a premise that we should use to kill an animal.
Yeah, because I noticed amongst my neighbours a great opposition to the geese, but total acceptance of the swans and the native ducks and the other ducks that are in the area. Just in terms of numbers, do you have an idea of the growth in numbers around the country or in the Canterbury area?
I couldn't find anything, and I think that's why we need a goose management strategy, because we should say, well, what is the problem we're trying to solve, and what is the problem we're trying to manage, and what are the solutions upstream to manage that, to try and avoid the harm downstream. And that might be a journey that needs to evolve, because often upstream, as you know, takes a little bit longer. So that's why I'm pushing for a goose management strategy, because we need to understand those numbers, because when you understand the problem, then you can create effective solutions. At the moment, we have a line item to simply cull the geese each year, and we're not sure what problem we're trying to solve or whether that's effective.